action.
You only call me on the weekends when you're out and about, only chasing highs. You need me. He brings me flowers on a Tuesday. He gives me good loving, something that I never thought existed. I know what I need, ain't gonna lie. I know what I want, speaking my mind now. A queen needs a king to be by her side.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am Brandy and today we are tackling this pantry. This video will be the first video in a little series that we will be doing on completely making over this pool house. We just recently moved to Georgia, so if you're new here, we just recently had a huge life change. Actually, back in May we had a huge life change, but we moved into our travel trailer and we thought we were going to be in there longer, but my sister decided to move to Georgia also, and the house they bought has a super cute, full of character, full of rustic character pool house slash guest house in their backyard. So that is where we're staying, and while we are here for the next few months, I am going to be transforming it into a farmhouse. So this pantry, it does not look gross from right here, but this thing is gross. I'm really not sure how it got this bad, but it's all good. I'm here and I'm going to put a little Brandy twist on this place. And when I mean gross, this is what I mean. So we are going to go ahead and get this thing all cleaned. I am going to caulk everything. I'm going to prime everything really good, and then we are going to paint. So this pantry will be very, very sealed up. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will jump back on in a little bit just to catch you up with life and all the things that have been going on.
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive, I love being by your side. It makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright. Let's dance our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow.
As you can see, I brought on my DIY partner for this project, and that partner of mine got sick halfway through it. It took us a little bit longer to get the pantry finished than we would have liked, but it is done now. He ended up getting super sick, my kids got super sick, and it was just a very long few days. I am so sorry for not having a video out last week. I was busy doing my mom thing and taking care of all of the kids, including him. Now we finally have the pantry done though. I am so excited to get to share this pantry with you. It was definitely a labor of love, but it is so nice having somewhere to put our food. Oh my goodness. You guys will see in a little bit where we were storing all of our food, and it was just a disaster.
Our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got this day.
Now that the weird little shelves are out of here and everything is cleaned up, I am going to start caulking all of the cracks and gaps in here. I need to close up any form of entry point for a little critter, and then I can start priming. Caulking is actually super simple. Caulking shiplap though is a little bit trickier just because of all the grooves that you have to try and maneuver through. But once this is done, we are going to lay down our construction paper or contractor paper. I'm not sure what the correct terminology is for it, but this stuff always saves me. I am the world's messiest painter, so prep work for me is essential. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all caulked up, and then we are going to get our paper down and our frog tape down so that we can hopefully start painting soon.
Tomorrow, but we got this day forever. Thinking such a bright star in the dark space. Babe, it never worked out with the others. All we ever did was fight, and at one point I would never thought that I would meet someone like you. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like my, my, my. You got me like my, my, my. You got me like there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like my, my, my. Like oh my God, don't let anyone hold you down just because you are shining way more than the other could. Oh, oh. And the best part is that you're still so humble about it. 'Cause you know it's important. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like my, my, my. You got me like my, my, my. You got me like there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like my, my, my. Like oh my God, this time it's all different. You got every little string on me.
All right, it is time for the first coat of primer. And at this point, it was kind of like a you can't go back from here, so I really hope it looks good kind of thing. And I love how it turned out. Even just the primer on the walls made a 100% difference. Like the brightness is amazing. So we are going to go ahead and get this pantry completely transformed so then we can start putting all of our beautiful things into the pantry. And yes, I was so excited. I brought my acrylic bins and organizers from Florida to the pantry here, so we are going to have so much fun towards the end organizing this pantry. It is so gorgeous. I don't even mind that there's not doors on it right now. I'm thinking about putting up a rod and then maybe some curtains just to be able to close it off for the days that the pantry is in like disarray. I mean, I do have 3 kids and a husband, so this pantry is not going to stay this pretty forever. That is just real life, which is what I am here to share and show you guys. So although this pantry is going to be gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous at the end, it is not always going to be like that. But for now, while it is, I'm going to enjoy it. And then once it gets kind of messy, we're going to throw up some curtains.
The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like my, my, my.
Alright, so our power is out and it is really hard to film inside this pantry because it is so dark, especially in this corner. So I went ahead and painted all up and down here. I painted the side. All I have left is this side and some trim at the bottom. So I am going to do that with you guys, and then I will have the first coat of primer on the walls. Now, if you're doing a project and you put your first coat on and it looks awful, please do not judge it by your first coat. The first coat always looks horrible. It looks worse before it gets better, so just keep going. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's looking kind of rough, but I have faith that it's all going to come together. So let's go ahead and get this side painted. Well, just make me a liar. Look at that. You can actually see in here now. Oh my gosh, hey Michael. Michael, you can see in this corner now with no lights. Wow, that's really cool.
That's all we were doing is doing it wrong?
Yeah, no, like the whiteness makes it like bright.
I don't know where she came from. Kinda turned me upside down. I just don't know what to do. I wanna spend the night at hers and bring her one of my t-shirts so it smells like her perfume. Now I really get what the love songs are talking about, and I just wanna tell her how I feel, scream it out loud. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love. There's something about the way she laughs and the way she always dances when she thinks nobody sees. And when she's gone, I miss her so. I tell her, baby, please don't go. I think you should stay with me.
At this point, it was getting pretty dark as the evening went on and we had dinner plans, so I am not going to make you guys look at dark priming footage any longer. We are going to go ahead and jump to the next day. This was a Sunday and we had run to Lowe's after church and I picked up these two paint samples. I want to try and find a color to paint the island. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a different color on the island and then the uppers and lowers on the other wall just white, or if I'm going to do white uppers and a different color lower, and then maybe paint the island the same color as the lower. So right now I am painting in iron ore on the right, and I believe it's coastal plain on the left, and I'm really tempted to do like a darker green color. So the green on the left isn't quite as dark as I want to go, but I obviously don't want to go as dark as the iron ore because that's what I'm trying to get away from. So you will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below what I should do with the island. I love the thought of going green. I definitely think it plays into the farmhouse cozy feel. And now we are going to start staining. And this is actually what we had gone to Lowe's for. Michael thought it would be really cool to keep some of the stained wood elements. And so we decided on staining the trim around the pantry, the baseboard, and the shelves, and I failed miserably on the baseboard, but that's just because I'm a super messy painter, so you'll see that in a little bit. But right now I'm using rustic beige, and the point of doing this color first is to help cancel out that orange tone in the wood, and then that way when you go to stain you'll get more of the color that is actually on the can and not like a redder version of it. It was very hard to match the new wood that we bought for the shelves though and the existing trim just because it was already so dark and orange to begin with. But let's go ahead and get the stain on this baseboard, even though I'm going to end up having to paint back over it, but you'll see that in a little bit.
Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her smile, then you've been in love. That's how you know you've been in love.
Now we are doing the coat of origami white, and I color matched the Sherwin-Williams color into Valspar's signature paint. Sherwin-Williams paint is very expensive, as you probably already know, so I decided to use the Valspar signature paint because I've used it before and I know I love it, and it did work really well. So I highly recommend the Valspar signature if you're not wanting to pay $70+ for a gallon of paint. But I really do love this color. I did a lot of research. I didn't sample the white colors before I did them, but this is the perfect creamy off-white. I didn't want it too stark white, and I didn't want it too yellow. I didn't want it to lean in any other hint of color, so this really is a perfect creamy white color.
You've told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me.
So this, friends, is where the baseboard went south. I was having a really hard time cutting in next to it. The roller had already gotten like drips all over it, and then I kept bumping into it. So I made a big decision. Michael wasn't home, and I decided to just go with it. I painted the baseboard, and I'm not sad about it. It turned out really good. He was just happy I didn't do that to the trim around the door frame, well, where the door should be. The baseboard does look really good, not stained though, so I'm happy with my split-second decision.
Reach out to me, I'm a rolling stone tonight, never to be settled. Although I know I can't deny your eyes, I've got this inner battle. I don't know how to act. I ain't a person who understands the commitments of a romance, but somehow I need you close. I'll go wherever you go, but I just don't know. I just don't.
We ended up deciding that we actually liked the special walnut just put on to the trim just how it was. We didn't use the rustic beige, but I am going to hold on to it because I will be using that all the time, I'm sure, to just cancel out that yellow tone. And I did sand the trim first, so you'll definitely want to sand just to get any of that shiny coat off before you start staining. Now that we are done with our painting and staining, let's go ahead and take this paper and all the tape up.
Don't know if I'll dance with the lights on, if you're gonna be moving on solo. Wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me.
All right, here we go. The last hurdle to us having a functioning pantry, and man, it was a big hurdle. We struggled, we got frustrated. Michael still was not feeling well, but we knew we had to get it done. We had pieces of wood all over this tiny little house, so getting it done was really a high priority. Looking back, I definitely should have planned this out a little bit better. I didn't take any like exact measurements, and that's usually what I do. So Michael usually has a very good idea of what I'm thinking at least, and he just kind of implements it. But this time I didn't measure out the spacing. All I knew was that I wanted 4 shelves, and that was pretty much it. And then I had given him a water jug to kind of like base off the bottom. Like I wanted to be able to fit our extra jugs of water at the bottom. And we were just tired and it didn't go as planned. We didn't know how to get the boards in here once we had the support brackets up, so everything was just hard. We did end up getting it done though. The walls definitely got a little scuffed up, but that's super easy to just touch up with some paint. I wanted to leave this part in here though. I didn't want to just show you guys a completed pantry with the shelves in, because that is not how it worked. And this is honestly how 99% of our DIY projects go. If I decided that I didn't want to do a project just because our last project went bad, I would never do another project again, because they all end up like this, and there are always problems that you have to figure out. And this is what I was left with. Lots of scuffed up walls, but I'm going to show you guys a super cute little paint tray that I found at the Dollar Tree. So it was $1.25, and you're able to just use it really quick and then just toss it. So I will definitely share that little tray with you guys in a little bit. Now that we finally kind of got the hang of what we were doing, we stopped putting the support bracket up before we put the shelf in, so it got a little bit easier, but we still definitely struggled. And I'm really glad we just opted out of the 4th shelf. We were gonna try and maybe stick one at the bottom, but I was like, you know what, we are only here for a few more months, and after that it's just going to be used as a guest house, so 3 shelves is plenty. And now we're going to go ahead and put a coat of polyacrylic on the shelves. I want them to be durable and not fade, so I went ahead and put 2 coats of the poly on it, and that worked great. Poly is really mostly easy to use. You just don't want to leave anything puddled up. You want to check for bubbles, but when you're staining something this dark, it's really not a big deal. Now that the 2 coats of poly is done, I'm going to take this cute little tray that I found at Dollar Tree that came with the roller and the brush and the gloves and touch up all of our scuff marks. This little tray is so cute, and I will definitely be going back to get a few more just to have on hand. I mean, for $1.25 to be able to touch up virtually anything is amazing, and I feel like I'm always touching things up, so I will definitely have some of these on hand.
You dry. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
It feels so good to be loading this pantry up. It has been a long time coming. I have wanted to make this thing more functional since we got here. I'm going to go ahead and stick the cans in this back corner. We really don't use canned food very often, but I do want to build some sort of shelving unit in that back corner just so you can see what is back there better. I really love the black wire baskets. I found those at Walmart and I was only able to get 3 of them. And I wanted 4, so I might end up moving things around as we use it, and if I can find another one of those baskets.
I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? This California weather, it's like 90 degrees. It's making me hot and he has the same effect on me. It's just something about the way that he's making me feel. My insides are out, I just wanna shout his name. Ah, my body's giving up on me, 'cause I don't know what to do with my fingertips. Ah,
wanna run up through his hair, but I'm trying not to stare. I get a little starstruck when I see him. I couldn't hate him even if I tried. Am I a little crazy to believe that I could wake up with him by my side? I know I could get his attention if I worked it all out. And we got a little tipsy on a Saturday night. Yeah, I want him and I need him. He's got a one-way ticket to my heart. Ticket to my heart. He's got a one-way. Move a little closer without letting him see. My hands are shaking from the urge of being with him. I act a little dumber when I try to get his number. I'm so nervous that I'm losing grip of myself. My body's giving up on me, 'cause I don't know what to do with my fingertips. I wanna run up through his hair, but don't stare. I get a little starstruck when I see him. I couldn't hate him even if I tried. Am I
This is actually a hanging organizer, and we had it in our travel trailer, and I decided to go out and grab it. I just wanted to give it a little bit more dimension down here, I guess. I'm not really sure what exactly it will be used for long term, but it definitely adds a little pop of black, and I like how it adds a little bit of structure. It's not the most visually appealing having all of these things stacked up down here, but it's what is going to function for our family, so I'm good with it. We are going to finish up with taking the tags off these baskets. I literally never take my tags off for some reason. And then we are going to hang up this sign. I thought it was the perfect sign because it will be friends and family staying in here mostly. And then we are going to roll the before and afters, and make sure to stick around until the very, very end too, because I had quite the collection of bloopers this time around. So let's go ahead and get into some before and afters. This pantry definitely turned out better than I could have ever imagined, and it is giving me all of the motivation I need to keep pressing on through this little farmhouse makeover we are doing here. We are not sure exactly how many months we will be here, but I would love to have you stick around and hit that subscribe button, join my little family here on YouTube. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.
You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, I'm looking like a breeze, but really you're a fool.
I can't believe you've never heard that song.
Never heard it say raining men.
Oh my gosh.
Raining Memphis.
No.
It's raining men.
I like did a cheer competition to It's Raining Men. Like that was in part of our like song.
Oh yeah?
It's raining men.
Well, I was gonna Google it, but I don't got no reception.
Okay.
You